What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. I am Corey, one half of HisHerbs, and we're just some small time, soon to be big time gardeners, growing food in the high desert of Southern California. So today, guys, all we out here doing today is continuing our fall prep. It is still in the high 90s, mid to high 90s in terms of the weather. So still too early to put out our brassicas, in my opinion. I know some people have already started, but in my opinion, when you put your brassicas out too early, while it's still warm, you're gonna have a problem with number one, the cabbage moths, and number two, those things are gonna want to bolt. They're gonna grow, but then they're gonna want to bolt because of the heat. So I'm waiting until the temperatures drop. The temperatures are supposed to actually drop within the next week or two, something like that. I think next week it's supposed to be 80s in the day and 50s at night. So that's pretty cool. And that's a dramatic swing because right now, like I said, we're in the mid to high 90s, and next week we're gonna be in the 80s. I'm like, man, like that's a serious swing. But nonetheless, at that point, probably at that point is when we're probably gonna start actually putting our brassicas out, stuff like that, because I just feel like for me right now it's a waste of time. Right now, everybody else, you can do what you want to do, like anytime you feel. It's just I just don't want to plant something and expect a harvest and then come back and look like somebody then shot it up. They were victims of a drive-by. I don't want that. So we're gonna throttle back on putting our brassicas out right now and just we're still growing. We're gonna just let the garden do what it do. So we're gonna put them out a little bit later so that they don't look like this. These are, I don't know what these are. I think these are Brussels sprouts. I don't know what it is. Keisha bought some starts from Big Box, and she threw them out in these little buckets, these 5-gallon buckets. And this one already is being attacked by the cabbage looper. Right? Look at that. It's too warm. They're too active. The white flies are too active right now. In the winter, for us, the white flies die down a lot. So we won't have this problem as much. Now, they don't completely go away in the winter. Not for us. They don't completely go away, but they do die down a lot, and this will be less of a problem. So I'm waiting until it gets a little cooler to throw our brassicas out so that we can avoid everything looking like this. Because you can see this one is being attacked too. It's not as bad, but it's definitely under attack. So my plan, my strategy is to protect them as much as I can. So what I'm gonna do, and I would suggest that you guys do it too if you can, because it would definitely come in handy. But the way to save your cabbages, to keep your cabbages, maybe your any other brassica that can fit under it, is to just go ahead and get you some floating row covers. Those things, man, over the last couple of years, those things have been a tremendous help to us as far as keeping the cabbage loopers off. Not years past. Last year. Last year was our first year growing with them and using them. And that was the first year we actually got cabbage that we didn't mind eating because it wasn't full of holes and wasn't covered with bugs. Like that floating row cover, man, I'm telling you, it's like get you a couple of them, throw them over, and thank me later. For us, what we're gonna do this time is I'm gonna, before we even put before I even put the brassicas down, we're gonna have the floating row covers already ready and in place. That way, the floating row covers go over while they are still basically just seedlings, right? Because I don't want that problem. I don't want no smoke. I apologize to the squirrels for saying I wanted all the smoke. I don't want all the smoke. Keep it. Just get out my garden. All right. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start topping off these beds with some super poop. Now I'm not gonna touch these because I just had to do these, and I just had to deal with all of the Bermuda grass, right? Which is still very much so present, right? So I'm gonna try to let this die off as best I can. I know it's gonna be a challenge. I do have some cardboard in the house I'm gonna bring out here and throw down. I was supposed to do it a couple of days ago, but I did not. But yeah, we have not been watering over here, and this stuff looks like it's like, I don't care. I don't need no water. But yeah, I'm not gonna throw anything down over here right now, because I don't want to feed this grass and let it continue to grow. So, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and top off these beds here all the way down, because these two is where I'm gonna have more garlic this year. More garlic, and I don't know what Keisha has planned for those beds down there. But I'm gonna go ahead and top off these beds and some of the other ones that we have, and that's it, y'all. That's gonna be the video for today. All right, y'all. So we'll make this super simple, super quick. Just gonna amend this bed a little bit, because this bed did not get used a whole lot throughout the spring. So just want to add some nutrients to the bed as much as I can. We'll add some food for the microbes and all that good stuff, right? So we're gonna add some organic matter. We're gonna start with that organic tomato and vegetable meal. Remember the one that I got in the got this from in the video with the Walmart clearance. Add some bone meal, and I gotta be careful with this because we have these cats, and the cats, I don't want them to come in digging up the beds, thinking that there's something down there, you know. Next up is gonna be some worm castings. Throw this in here. I'm gonna do every bed the same way. And I'm doing it right now, even though we don't have anything to plant in here. I'm doing it right now because I want this stuff to start breaking down and be available for the plants when we actually put them in. Right? So I'm doing everything right now. Now I'm gonna throw in a layer of super poop and hope that this thing is not laced with Bermuda grass. I'm doing a quick layer of that. I'm gonna do every bed the same way. Right? I'm not even moving the stuff out of the bed, the mulch, what was left over, the dead plants. I'm not even moving them because that stuff is gonna just break down. You just use the let the microbes do their thing. And break all that stuff down and give the microbes as much as we can to eat. And in return, they're going to feed the plants for us. That's the idea. And honestly, y'all, that's basically it. What I was thinking about doing is going ahead and covering this. Yeah, I'm gonna mulch everything. I'm gonna wet it down, then I'm gonna mulch it. You know, let activate the microbes with some water, mulch it so that that soil stays as moist as it can. And yeah, by the time that we're ready to plant in this thing, she should be ready to go. She should be good to go. All right, so that's one. I got big hands. So, so this is like one handful of mine goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Some worm castings. some bone meal. I gotta fix this this hose here. This was kind of a rush job. We had to hurry up and get something in place for some herbs that Keisha was trying to plant. And so I just had to hurry up and throw some stuff together, and that's what I did. So I'm gonna just go ahead and fix that later. I gotta go get some more elbows. Gotta go get some more elbows, and I can go ahead and fix that and make it look better. Or not. Like, who am I trying to impress? If it works, it works. Like, this one needs to be cut shorter, but outside of that, man, like, if it works, it works. Super poop down here. Refresh these beds just a smidge. I forgot what we said we was gonna put over here, but whatever it is, it's gonna be eating lovely. And, you know, one thing I could walk away with saying that I should have done better at. I should have done better at. Should have done better at doing. I should have done better at this year. You know, some room for improvement is the mulching. I think I did better with the fertilizing. But the mulching, I think, could have been a little bit better. Like, I didn't really get deep with the mulch. I mulched like maybe 1 or 2 inches, and I think I should have done more. I should have done it deeper because I didn't really like, things weren't drying out when it got super hot. It wasn't drying out super fast, but it was drying out faster than what I would have liked for it to dry out. And I think, and when I look at those beds, the layer of mulch on those beds weren't very thick. So I think that's something I definitely need to work on for next year, going into the spring, is improving my mulching game. I don't think I put any of this in. What's up? Okay, here comes the distracting coworker. Here she come. Here she come. Look, now, why? First of all, why are you in here? See, stop it. This is not your little box. This is not time for pet. Go eat. Go eat. She is insatiable. And now she over there eating. She just goes back and forth between trying to get rubs and eating. Rubs and grub. That's what she like. You know, everybody got that one coworker that don't want you to get nothing done. They want to sit and talk the whole day. That's her. She just want to sit and get rubs all day. Like I ain't got nothing better to do. You know what I'm saying? Here she go. Here she. Yeah, now can you get out my bed, please? I hear you. I hear you with the purring. Mm-hmm. Feel good, huh? Now, can you get away from the basil? Please step away from the basil. I guess this is her pay for keeping things out the garden. Up, up. Missed a step, huh? I forgot to mention, y'all, pull back some of this mulch so I can put it back on top. But I forgot to mention that in order to, when you, so I forgot to mention that if you're protecting, you're trying to protect your brassicas, all that good stuff. We talked about the floating row cover, but I forgot to mention that you could also use, you could really use anything, man. You could use anything like this right here. This is just, girl, you scared me. This is just, what you call it? I forgot what kind of fabric this is, but you can get this from any fabric store, even from Walmart. I don't think you can get it from Walmart in big quantities. I don't know. It's like sackcloth. What's this stuff? Burlap. There you go. This is just burlap, and you can use this stuff too. So you don't have to get the floating row covers. Now the floating row covers, to me, they're just cheap. You don't have to think about it. You just buy them. I haven't been able to find them in any store in town, but they're definitely on Amazon. I will put a link in the description if you are interested. But you could also use this burlap material. You can use the green fabric that's at, I don't know if they still sell it. They used to sell it at Home Depot and Lowe's, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in the last year. You can use tulle. You can use any of that stuff. It's gonna all serve the same purpose. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's gonna all do the same thing, right? So get you some burlap, get you some shade cloth, the stuff from the big box stores. Get you some tulle, and you can do the same thing with that as you would if you were going to buy an actual, what they actually call a floating row cover. It'll serve the same purpose. Just keep in mind with like thank you, the tulle and the floating row cover, they're not going to be as durable as the other fabrics. Just keep that in mind. So you want to make sure that when you set them and you put them in, that you just want to make sure that you don't have any jagged pieces or any square corners. You want to try to make the corners as round as possible. I made them square last year and it worked, but I did get holes in my fabric, and I think that had something to do with it. So I won't be making them square this year. I'll be making it round. See if I can save the fabric. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all. So that's basically it for the day, man. Like, I have a few more beds I'm gonna amend, but I'm not gonna record all that because you guys see what I'm doing, right? And this is all I'm doing for the day. Just topping off, amending, topping off, and getting things ready. Like I said, I am gonna mulch. I am gonna mulch everything once it's done. But aside from that, no, that's it. That's the meat and potatoes right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these beds knocked out. I appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you in the next video.